Okie dokie, let's make a start, shall we, Mr. Taylor?
We,
We, okay. That means
we,
I.
which means yes.
Yes.
French.
Okay,
Hello.
thank you. Kia ora, everyone, and welcome back to another one of our online assemblies. Um, this is week 6 of our normal school term, but also it's our second to last assembly that we're going to be having online. So it's pretty crazy when you think about how long we've spent in this lockdown. We've had 11 online assemblies, which I think we're all pretty used to, and we've got the hang of it now. Um, but yeah, just some fun facts for you all. We're going to move on to the national anthem. So if I could ask you all to and get yourselves ready to sing our national anthem nice and loud. Let me just mute Mr. Taylor first so we can't hear his beautiful voice. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much. I could see those people that are in our Google Meet link. I could see you guys all singing away nice and proudly. And hopefully you guys at home as well. We're doing the same. So, as I was saying, this is the 14th week we've spent in lockdown. 14th school week. That's not including the 2 weeks of school holidays. And so I thought today for assembly would look at some memorable moments over this lockdown, especially because I've found it so exciting to have a whole lot of students back on site. And this week we got to see Tawa and Rimu students come through the gate. So here's some memorable moments from the week. Okay, hopefully you might see yourself as well in some of these pictures. So on Monday we had Tawa whānau come through, and they all got their little care packages, back to school packs. There's Mr. Filippini and Blaze sanitizing at the gate. And they also, I understand, went outside and they were doing some science, and they got to make some rockets, air rockets. Okay, so that looks like it was a whole heap of fun as well. Then on Tuesday we had Rimu whānau come through, and here's these 3 students with their back to school packs. Look at how proud they are holding those up. And then on Tuesday we had Kōwhai whānau as well. Here's the line outside the gate, everyone making sure they're social distancing, got their masks on. On Wednesday, Kōwhai whānau did a whole heap of science. We made some lemon volcanoes. So here they are, and here's a picture of room 12, working away on their science. And then on Thursday, we had Cody whānau come back to school. And here they are out on the goats, and who knows what Mr. Lee is doing there, but looks like it was a whole heap of fun. And here's some pictures from Cody's return this week. Also, here's they also did some science as well, so it was cool to see those kids back on site getting into some hands-on learning while they were here. So I hope you guys had fun. And just before I hand it over to Mr. Taylor, I want to remind you about these things here. So you would have received Mr. Bartlett's email that has a little flyer, a little notice about extra days at school. Remember, we can come to school now for 2 days starting next week. Okay, Mr. Taylor will talk about that a little bit more. Mr. Bartlett will certainly go through some of the finer details on that flyer, as well as the Year 7 Boostrix immunisations and the Year 8 HPV vaccines. Okay, so if you are at school next week, these immunisations, these vaccines are going to be happening again in the hall. Year 8s, you need to have your second HPV vaccine, and Year 7s, you need to have your Boostrix immunisation. Okay, so you can either go through your doctor, your whānau doctor, GP, and get these done, or if you're on site, you can also get them done in the hall, as if we, just like we would normally if we were all here at school. Cool. That's it. We're going to move on to Mr. Taylor.
Great, thank you very much, Ms. Apiata. Tēnā koutou tamariki mā. As Ms. Apiata said, it's been so good seeing you guys, or some of you, on school site this week and last week. It's great to be having a bit of energy and a bit of noise around the place. As you also know, when you received the letter from Mr. Bartlett the other day, and Ms. Apiata just reminded you, next week we're able to have you for 2 days a week. So on Monday and Tuesday, we've got Tawa and Remu, as we've just heard, and on Wednesday and Thursday, we've got Kauri and Kōwhai. And even if you haven't been coming to school so far, if you're going to come to school, let your teacher know, and we will welcome you with welcome open arms. So the energy and the passion and the excitement back on the school site is fantastic. And on that note, there's a few little bits and pieces that have been happening and about to happen as well. So I don't know if you know, but room 35 and room 37 is becoming one room next year. That is the one cooking room. So Mrs. Rowney is moving into room 35 and 37, which will be one big room, which will also include some seating like the hall where kids sit there to watch her on her demonstration kitchen, which will be down low. They'll be up high looking down on Mrs. Rowney in that room. The work in there has already started. And Miss McBee's room, currently in 37, which is called room 81, moves to the real room 81, where Mrs. Rowney currently is in the food room. So Sustainable Enterprise will be in the current cooking room. The cooking room will have a brand new big double space. Very lucky. Also, the new buildings, the new classroom block is starting to be built on the... next week they start. They start next week, doing all the site preparation, and all the build will be starting very soon. So if you're at school next week, there will be lots of builders around as well. And then, of course, the pool, that doesn't start, though, for a few more weeks on Monday, the 13th of December. So watch out for all that stuff, but that you've already finished school by then, so you won't be here to see it. So that's the news around the school. And we're also very busy planning on things for next year, really hoping that we'll be able to have an energized 2022 instead of the disruptions for the 2020-2021 year. And you Year 8s, I really feel for you guys because you haven't been able to experience the full Mararewa Intermediate experience throughout your 2 years here. Graduation. There will still be a graduation for Year 8s. It'll just be different to what we normally do, what you would have observed your friends in Year 8 last year doing, guys. So you'll hear more about that from your form teachers over the next week. But there will be something, you will be recognised, we want you to celebrate, but unfortunately it won't be the same as normal, and it won't be ending with a social, obviously, at the end of the night. So watch this space. Very disappointing. However, we can't do much about it. Now, I want you to stop and think for a little second or three about the staff members that have been doing great things for you over this entire lockdown. So your form teachers, especially, who have been taking your Google Meets every single day, and a lot of other staff members who jump in and do bits and pieces, that whilst it's their job and they're working still and being paid and all that stuff, it takes a different sort of energy to do it. And whilst it might not be as long time-wise, in a way, energy-wise, it takes more. So I hope you're really appreciative of all the work your form teachers especially have been doing for you. And also Mr. Davidson in the bubble class that's been going for the entire time. So stop, think, say to yourself something positive about someone who's done something great for you. And once you've thought about it, why don't you drop an email to that person after assembly? Because I know they would appreciate it. So give a big hand to all the staff who have been doing great mahi for you guys. And you guys are doing it tough as well, and you deserve a big hand as well for getting involved in all that stuff. So awesome, well done. Radio certificates this week. When you're ready, Miss Apiata. Miss Apiata's having a sleep. Oh, here she is. Excellent. Radio from Mr. Bartlett, room 23, Josiah. From Miss Brooke, room 3, Miss Fox. Room 62 from Mr. Devereaux, Tamati. Okay, Rimu. Room 3, Kiana. Room 3, Lexi. Room 4, Christiana. Room 20, Vaimoana. Hi. Room 23, everyone in room 23, so someone stand up. And room 28, someone from room 28. Room 34, Stanton. Room 70, the on-site 10. That's quite cool. The on-site 10 from room 70. Room 78, Taniara. Room 20, Nelson. Kofai. Room 12, Dara. Room 15, Emery. Room 27, Christine. Room 13, Monaro. Room 32, Ali. Room 62, Nicholas. Room 75, Anita. Room 79, Michaela. Room 75, Miss Hanare. Awesome. Tawa. Room 6, Alina. Room 9, Makida. Room 24, Paige. Room 26, oh, there's a triumphant there. Josefa, Trudy, and Anna. Room 29, Gabriella. Room 33, Darav. Room 71, Mahera. Room 81, Benjamin. Now, Benjamin also sent me a very cool email today about a movie about something, and I'm not going to explain what it is. He might be able to share that with some of you. If you're interested, you give Ben or we say an email, and he might send you that to him. Is that all right, Ben? I can see you. You're raising it. Excellent. Good man. Room 81, Benjamin.
I think what Mr. Taylor was trying to say, like a movie, it was a YouTube clip.
Oh, right. A YouTube clip. I'm not that old that I don't know what a YouTube clip is. Sorry, yes, everybody. A YouTube clip. Polly. Master 11, Charlene. Room 13, Kiara. Room 19, Lovely. Room 22, Christian. Room 25, Elijah. Room 35, Isla. Room 69, Cloud. Room 73, Nicholas. Room 34, Carter. I was trying very, very hard when I was doing that to stand still, because you know what? I got an email from a friend this morning asking me about assembly and saying that I don't stop moving. So I was trying to concentrate, not moving, but you all know how hyperactive I am at school, and you all know how I move about the stage at assembly. So I find it very hard to stand still in front of this camera. So I wouldn't be a very good newsreader, would I, on TV? Just having to sit there like a statue. But anyway, Paki Paki Mai to all the certificate winners. Give them a round of applause. Awesome. So please remember what I said about that person at school, and there's probably more than one person who's been doing stuff for you. Look at Mr. Bartlett, half asleep, lying back in his seat, yawning away. Oh my goodness, Mr. Bartlett. He must be working too hard. Right, anyway, drop an email to a staff member, maybe your form teacher, who's doing the most mahi for you. So awesome. So I'm saying a big thank you to all our staff in front of you guys for all the time and energy they're working. That's our grounds people, all our LAs, our office ladies, and obviously all the other teachers who are not necessarily form teachers. Give ourselves a big hand. Awesome. Back to you, Ms. Apiata.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Okay, let's see. We have, wow, we've got a duet happening today. We've got Mr. Lee and Mr. Devereaux with our waiata today.
Kia ora everyone, kia ora Mr. Lee.
Kia ora Mr. Devereaux, how you doing?
Yeah, we thought we'd just have a bit of fun today and do a little, like Miss Apiata said, a duet.
Oh, Mr. Devereaux, this is going to be like the two Ronnies, right?
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy.
Laurel and Hardy, the two Ronnies. Well, I could say a few others. Wham, you know. What other duo do we get? We better not go any further. Right, over to you.
Definitely Wham.
Right, yes.
So we're gonna this one we're gonna feature the incomparable Mr. Lee, and this is a little bit of Rihanna and Eminem. We've rewritten it to be a little bit like Fano style, so we hope you enjoy it.
What a big.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. Well, that's alright, 'cause I like the way. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. Well, that's alright, 'cause I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
I can't tell you what it really is. I can only tell you what it feels like. And right now, a chance brewing in my windpipe. I can't breathe, but I still fight. Well, I can fight. As long as anger feels right, it's like I'm in flight. High off of love, drunk from the cum. It's like I'm up in pain and I love it. The more I suffocate. And right before I'm about to drown, it resuscitates me. I'm King Cody, and I love it. Wait, Tony Bono is #1. I am the also Uma. We're running right back. Here we go again. It's so insane, because when it's going good, it's going great. I'm Superman with the wind at his back. It's always lane. And when it's bad, it's my fault. I feel so enraged. I stab unity, consistency is plain. I laid hands on it, I'll never be on top again. I guess I don't know my own strength.
Just wanna stand here and watch me burn. That's alright, 'cause I love the way you lie. Just gonna stand here and hear me cry. That's alright, 'cause I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
You ever love body so much you can barely breathe when with him? Meaning neither one of you, even though you hit him, got the warm, fuzzy feeling, yeah, the chills just to get him. Now you're sitting at the summit of the mountain. You saw that sit your funnel, never nothing hurt him. Now you're raging with your teeth, spewing venom in the words when you spit. You push, pull, not the shit, scratch, claw, but it is a soul. Blessing so much in the moments when you're in. Got the yaki to get over and confuse you. So you know the best today in your ways. Get you don't know what they get today. That was yesterday. Yesterday is over, it's a different day. Never stand on tap while you're sitting there, but you keep on pushing. Next time you don't show restraint, you don't get another chance. Life is no Nintendo way. So come again, now you get to watch and leave it further. The product of the world that you made.
Stand here and watch me burn. That's alright, 'cause I love the way you just gonna stand here and hear me cry. That's alright, 'cause I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie. I love the way you lie. I love the way fun. I hope
There you
you
go.
enjoyed that.
That's for you.
Mr. Lee, give it up for
Mr.
Mr. Oh my
Devereaux.
gosh, are you kidding me?
And very, very good, Mr. Devereaux, Mr. Lee. I had a few emails from lots of people during that. I had a great one from Mr. Toffolo, though, who was saying, gosh, you could call them Hall and Oates. You know, we're trying to think of all those duets. Hall and Oates. Does that run with their boys? Hall and Oates? Yes. Excellent. Right. Okay. You didn't want to be called Andrew and George. Okay. Sweet.
Okay, thank you. If you ever wanted to hear a duet, there you go. So we're going to move on now to our senators, who are going to present their Positive Play Award. So Anna, when you're ready.
So my Positive Play Award this week goes to Mr. Bacon for creating Rimu's 100-kilometer fitness challenge and for setting a great example to us all.
Cool.
Mark?
Mark's not
He's
here.
not here. My Positive Play Award goes to Mr. Davidson for keeping full-time students safe at school.
My Positive Play Award this week goes to Sade Room 3 for putting on 100% into her work and for writing an excellent story.
My Positive Play Award goes to Miss Saunders for her awesome work with Everything Money.
My Positive Play Award goes to Miss Mackenzie for doing such an awesome job with looking after and feeding our animals.
My Positive Play Award goes to Jasmine Thomas from Room 34 for her commitment to school, her kindness towards others, and her engagement.
My Positive Play Award goes to Legacy for always showing up to her Google Meets and also contributing to her work.
My Positive Play Award this week goes to Mrs. Henare for packing the equipment and ingredients. We appreciate it. Thank you.
My Positive Play Award goes to Angeli from Room 23 for his consistency with his home learning throughout lockdown.
I love it. Let's give them a Positive Play Award a big
Peyton Muse to Mike.
There's some real retro here, Miss Sapiata.
Yeah, that's okay. Just because Peyton had his microphone on.
Oh, okay.
It's all good now. We're going to move over to Mr. Bartlett and all of his notices.
Kia ora, mai. So the PC team's got a few notices this week, and let's take a look. Remember, 0800 What's Up, always available, even through the school holidays. So the Christmas holidays, if you need to chat with someone or message someone, you can always go and call on 0800 What's Up, and they'll be there for you. Next up, counselling. Okay, we've got a couple of weeks of that left. So if you need some counselling, make sure you fill out the referral form on our website. Scodal, you filled that out today. Thank you for doing that. And we're always checking on those to make sure everyone is happy. Next up, you can see social media. Don't be looking for the likes. And like Mr. Lee said, life is not a Nintendo game. And there's freestyle rap. So remember, always face reality, not the fakes out there. Next, Mana Kids Clinic, open while school's open. So if you need to contact Lisa, she's always free and she can book you an appointment with that email right there. And also there's a little red box outside their office where you can put in a form so you can make an appointment as well.
Mr. Bartlett, it's also important to let people know, right, that even if you're not at school on your school day and you need to see the health nurse, you're able to do that still. Okay,
yes.
So you can make your appointment, as Mr. Bartlett said. You don't have to be coming to school on your whānau day or be in the bubble if you need to see a nurse.
Excellent. Great point there, Mr. Taylor.
I'm full of great points, Mr. Bartlett.
We all know that. All right. HPV and Boostrix. We've talked about that. That's very important. But there's a key email on the flyer that I sent you, and that's Diane Evans. And if you've got any questions about the COVID vaccine that they'll also be delivering on those days, if you need it, if your family need it, your whole whānau can come in and get the vaccine done. I know most of you have had it that want to have it, but if anyone else is out there and needs it, okay, next week is a great time, and come in and you can contact Diane at any time. And it's all on the flyer if you need to contact her. Thanks. On the website, our new newsletter has been sent out. I also emailed that to you, and that talks about what's happened through the month of November. And it also has an introduction from our new Deputy Principal, Mr. Filippo. So check that out. Thanks. All right, which one are we on? Yeah, just the spiritual well-being. Make sure you're looking after your family. I know a lot of you go to church during the weekends and you speak with each other. So make sure you're relaying positive messages always to each other. And that's all I have to say about that, while also living up to our keys to success. Thanks, Miss. These points are very key. If you look at Tawa and Rimu, and we're looking at laptop returns. So if you can see me, I've got one example of the laptops we gave out. Don't forget to bring the power plug back in and the laptop. The laptop should be in good condition, because when Mr. Tran showed it to you, when you collected it, it was perfect. And he even turned it on for most of you to show you that it worked. Okay. And there was also this little form here, and it talks about it in your notice. So I'll read that part out. If laptops are not given back in working order, then the family will need to pay $220. And that's what you signed for when your family came in and signed this agreement. So just make sure you're aware of that. And also, we can turn all the laptops off and disable them. So even if you keep them or try and hide them, we're going to disable them anyway, and they won't be able to work anywhere. So make sure you remember that and get those laptops in, because your form teachers will be communicating with you next week, and they'll be asking when you're going to return it. And drop-offs can occur as well if you're not at school. So we've got a special time from 8:30 to 11:30 on your whānau day. Not next week, the week after, Tuesday the 7th of December for Rimu and Tawa. And if you look at the next slide, you've got Cody and Kōwhai, and their day is Thursday the 9th of December. Okay, but I'm sure if you drop it off on the day before, okay, on that Tuesday as well, if you rush in, we can collect it. But some of your teachers, I know they've already collected some of the laptops. Some students have dropped them off. And we have had students with damage, okay, and we've relayed this notice to the families, and they understand what's going on. So you don't want to be paying $220, okay? So make sure you bring those laptops back. Thanks, Miss. All right, we've got a little PC Council message. Let's see who it is this week.
Kia ora MI, my name is Rain. I'm a part of the PC Council, and I'm sure you know where to find us if you need some help. If you came back to school, I hope you're enjoying your time, and year 8s especially. Thank those who have influenced you to become a better person over these last 2 years. I think we can all agree that we didn't really appreciate the face-to-face contact until it was taken away from us during COVID. So on behalf of MI, I would like to thank our amazing staff for their contribution to our lives. I would also like to thank our awesome students for continuing to put in the work during these times. Hope you are all well, MI. Finish strong, stay focused, stay connected, and stay blessed.
And that's an awesome message by Rain. And just like Mr. Taylor said, make sure to thank those people that have influenced you in 2021. Thanks, Miss. Oh, silver card just came out of nowhere. Let's have a look here. What whānau is it? Oh, Kōwhai in the top left-hand corner. The Sapiatas in their office Oh, she might win this week. Let's see. She might win. But it goes to Priya and Leah Lofi from room 32 for being sussed, educating MI students about the aspects of learning and sharing it with Kōwhai teachers and students. So awesome work to those two students. And Safano points will be coming towards Kōwhai. Now let's have a look at the next slide. Famous Guy Fridays. Well, we had our own little famous guy last Saturday, and he had a little performance on one of New Zealand's top dance shows. Okay, so we're going to watch that right now. And let's get it. Let's have a look.
Bruv, I didn't look at it this way before, but as I approach my birthday, all you man are my youngers. You man are my youngers, bruv.
If you can't do 10K for a suite, then I don't want to hear no chat about numbers. You man are my youngers. All blacks out like grungers. 10s and 20s and 100s. 10s and 20s and thousands. I can't ever just loud them. On Mount Everest shouting. Soon go back to the mountains. Third album, where I blessed the beat with smoke. And my day one bros, they kept me close. Then I sit my technique tape. They're trying to get me on the ropes. I broke it, especially in this cold. So please, man, let's just be adults. And don't be flexing in my boat. You can't test me, I'm the GOAT. Rolex collections looking dope. I got the Pepsi and the whole. And I ain't flexing on you. This car will be sexy if I'm broke. Wait there, and I was made to win. Like I'm designed to blow. We're doing major things, but it's a minor though. I used to pay for things, but that was time ago. When I would hit you with a wily flow, it's like you ain't got no platinum plaques, then I don't want to hear no chat about. No, I'm joking, man.
All right, so repping South Auckland, Mr. Solomona. Let's give a round of applause to that performance. That was excellent. You might have noticed a few drillers in the background, but yeah. Thank you, Miss Apiata. That's us for this week.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Mr. Taylor, who are our winners for the week?
Already? We're up to that already. Crikey, that's been quick. And did everyone see me dancing in that background with Mr. Solomona? You know, that big tall white dude?
Show us your moves, Mr.
Oh, you didn't see me? Oh, gosh. Oh, well, nah. Didn't notice me? Then bad luck. Sorry. Right.
Just so the students know, that was in our hall, eh, Mr. Taylor?
It was in our hall. Socially distanced and appropriately attired, of course.
All those masks. Great.
Absolutely. Right. We have a draw this week.
Oh my God, please.
Oh my gosh, we have a draw. So there's no fourth place. Third place, we have Tawa. Second equal, we have, drum roll, please. Second equal, we have, are you all on the edge of your seats? Are you all waiting with anticipation? Are you all excited to hear? Second equal, we have Kōwhai and Rimu. Again is Cody.
Can we let Tawa celebrate?
We can't chant because we don't understand.
Rightio, I think that's enough of Cody's mayhem. We already had a very big adjective that Mr. Devereaux used to describe Mr. Lee, and I can't remember the word now, but it was a very big word. Can anyone remember it? If you can, email it back to me. But I can't remember what it was. Anyway, great stuff. And again, a massive thank you to Miss Apiata for organising and getting the assembly ready, getting all the certificates in order and all that sort of stuff. Things don't just happen, guys. Everything takes time, as I'm sure you're aware. So big ups to Miss Apiata. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
And back to you, Miss Apiata.
Thanks, Mr. Taylor. I would just like to acknowledge the fact that this amazing background I took by myself. It wasn't a professional photo, but it does look like a professional photo, eh? Thanks, Juhi. Yeah.
It does. It does.
But I took it by myself. Cool. Okay. Well, congratulations, Cody, yet again. Back at the top.
But remember everyone, there's the principal's golden buzzer, which can actually cancel out someone who's way ahead or winning. So the principal has a golden buzzer that he might just choose to use right at the last minute. So it's worth everybody keeping on because it ain't done until the fat lady stops singing, right? Is that the saying? I forgot the saying then. I got all confused.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Anyway, there is a saying, something about the fat lady singing, but it's not in the bag yet. So make sure you remember to keep on keeping on to get those points by engaging with your whānau, etc., etc. Awesome. Well done.
You don't try how to one news.
Thanks, Miss Brooke. Hopefully, Mr. Taylor gets to use his golden buzzer over the next 2 weeks, and then hopefully, Kōwhai, we may have a chance. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my final slide just for the end of our assembly, and a few reminders for the next week. Okay, so HPV and Boostrix immunizations, those are happening next week. And if just for those of you, oh no, I showed you, never mind. Laptop returns in week 8. Okay, so not next week, but in week 8. You would have seen also on the flyer that you all got given or you got emailed to, there's a little part that says no SICs. Okay, so there'll be no SICs happening this term, but your reports will be given out to you on your last day at school. So your last day at school is also written on your flyer as well. Other than that, stay groovy, everyone. Ka kite.